Record
Through here,
and
some friendly faces,
go live.
friendly names there.
All right, we should be going live. Awesome. We are live in Facebook. We're on the Zooms. Everybody's in here. Guys, if you are watching this live on Facebook, you should see in the description there's a link to the Zoom link. Please come in and join us. We're very lucky today to have Bryce from CloseBot with us, mate. Welcome, mate.
Thank you.
So super excited today. Thank you to everyone who's on here as well. So we've got a few people on here at the moment. If you guys have got questions as we go through, that would be awesome too. But super excited to get Bryce on today. So Bryce and I, we've been corresponding for a little while. We've had a few exchanges on the Facebooks as you do, even before we actually met in Dallas at the high level event back in October, where I met you and
Yeah.
your lovely wife Laura. Um, and basically, the reason why we wanted to do this and the reason why we do all these lives basically is to give the best information to our audience, right? So we have a great product that people can use to do their SMS marketing with. And to the elephant in the room, like we give away a white label version of a AI bot as well, who's kind of one of your competitors, right? So but we've been talking to you, we see what you do, we see our users that are also using you as well. And we want to make sure, like I said, honestly, that our customers have the best tools that are available to them. So if they choose to use our bot, great. If they choose to use CloseBot, great. We want to make sure that everyone has the right information to be able to make that choice. So before we kind of get into everything, I just want to frame this up. So when we do these as well, sometimes we have an offer. A lot of people got a product offer to sell. We're all in business, right? We have to make money and pay for the team and the staff and development and stuff like that. Now, at the end of this, Bryce, you're going to do some awesome teaching today. We'll talk about that, bit of education on how to use AI bots for best practice, and about CloseBot version 1, version 2. I want to talk about the amazing journey that you guys are on as well. But you are going to have an awesome offer for anyone watching this at the end of this, right? And we
Yeah.
are not taking any affiliate commission for this. So we are genuinely not making a cent out of this. And what we've arranged with you guys and your team is that what you normally pay in affiliate commissions to partners, you are actually putting that into a exclusive discount for any myCRMSIM users that want to use
We've
CloseBot.
never done this before.
No, so this is the best deal you're ever going to get for CloseBot. If you take this up, we don't make a cent on it. Our affiliate commission is going straight back to you guys to discount off of a deal on CloseBot at the end of this. So Bryce, you're going to explain at the end, but guys, this is a great opportunity. We've got the main man, Bryce, here today, and a great deal at the end of it, and we don't take a penny from it. So I think this is going to be pretty cool for everyone. So
You are so kind.
well, mate, I see what you do. So before we get into it, mate, the reason, it's part of the reason why we do this as well is like we've been having some conversations. We see what some of our clients are doing with CloseBot. They love it. So, we were having a chat. We talk about some of the things that you guys do. And I guess overall, like fundamentally too, we're all business owners, right? And I see what you're doing. You're a great family guy. Laura, you got a couple of kids. You're into CrossFit. You believe in your team. I know you're trying to develop them. You are on a journey to $100 million business. That's your goal, right? You've put that out there, and I respect that massively. So, I think that's pretty amazing too. Um, so that's why we're kind of doing all of this stuff, mate. So I guess with that, if you want to go into a little bit about CloseBot, some of the special
Yeah,
features that you guys have got and take it away into, talking about AI and educate us all, mate, please.
absolutely. Well, I'll start off by just introducing myself, um, my background a little bit. I'm going to go straight into how AI agents work and this term a lot of people are throwing around objectives, how objectives work, and why you're seeing it often out there now, how we're different than GoHighLevel's conversational AI. And then we'll get straight into it. I'll show you our platform, how to build bots, and just in general, how to build better bots. And then I'll show you, we'll do a demo so that you can like test it out, see how it works with the objectives. And then you'll really get an understanding for how this works. And then you'll see the V2. And this is something that's exclusive look behind the scenes. Very few people have seen that. And then you guys will get the discount code at the end. So super actionable, concise. I do not beat around the bush. So let's do it. You mind if I share my screen?
No, mate, go for it. Do I need to give you permission?
I looks like I got it.
Cool.
Perfect. Okay. And let me know if you can still see it when I go full screen. Can you still see it?
Yes, mate, looks good.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. So I'm the founder of CloseBot, but before CloseBot, I worked at Boeing as a software developer. We did AI projects. It was a ton of fun. On the side, I did language learning. So I've always been in this space playing between natural language and AI since way before the big AI boom. Eventually, I loved what I did, but eventually I left Boeing because I disliked corporate and got into real estate. And that was where I was introduced to sales. And I was not very good at sales. Those of you who know me online have probably seen that I could use some honing of my sales skills. I'm a tech person. So I was like, hey, what if AI could do the sales for me? I was doing a lot of text message outreach, um, very frowned upon now. It was more of a gray area back then. Messaging 2,000 homeowners a day, trying to have conversations to see if anyone wanted to sell. And I was trying to get AI to do it. It was very hard. Eventually, when OpenAI came out with ChatGPT, I was able to plug into their product instead of my LLM, and boom, it worked way more successful. So that's a little bit about me, my background, and how CloseBot was born. Now, let's go into how most platforms out there handle messages. It's really easy to wrap your head around. Now, if you've had some experience with prompting, you know a bit about how this works, especially if you've used other platforms where you type in your prompt. Typically, you get a message, it goes through your prompt, and the AI gives a response. It's very, very simple. In that prompt, you have stuff about the business, um, voice instructions that you want your AI to follow, be friendly or be concise. That's all in that prompt. And when you get another message, that prompt doesn't change. It gives another response. That's typically how it works. Now, because I started by using my own LLM, my LLM was awful, like really, really bad. This would never work. You had to make sure you only gave it the exact information needed. So we had to do things to dynamically change the information you give the bot. And that's what objectives start to do. And that's how we built CloseBot from the very beginning. So from our foundation, we've been building with these things called objectives. And objectives are a way to change the prompting that your AI is working with. So for example, when this first message comes in, this bot, its first objective is to get the person's name. We don't include irrelevant information about objectives that have yet to come.
Mm-hmm.
It's operating just off this clear objective. And then when it determines it's done that, it's going to change the prompting again to make sure we're marching on to the next objective. So that's the simple
Can I
how
ask you a
CloseBot
question?
works.
Can I ask you a question
Yeah.
there, Bryce? So if you've got that first objective, get the person's name, what happens if the person keeps not answering that and just says, can you please get me the manager or whatever it might be? They just don't answer that question. What will the bot do in something like that scenario?
Well, the nice thing about CloseBot is it gives you, just like you have full control over the script you give your VA, you may tell them, hey, I want you to get their name, but only ask a couple times. We have a setting called max attempts for
Mhm.
each objective, and you could set it to 2, and then it'll only try to get that 2 times. We also have things you can toggle on, like detecting whether or not they're requesting a human or getting aggressive. these other things that'll trigger adding tags to a contact, and then you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, and this is some of the cool stuff I've seen in your bot is these all these functions that you have built in rather than like going through workflows. You can manage these
Right.
things within the bot, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah. Keep it as easy as possible. We're trying to get it so that you guys can deploy expert level bots quickly and easily.
Yeah.
It's really hard to do expert level and quick and easy, but that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
So you guys are seeing a lot about agents right now. That's what everyone's talking about. And a lot of people are confused on what does an agent mean? Let's dive into what an agent does and using CloseBot and a real message as an example. So this was a real message that came into CloseBot. Uh, I'm in Portugal currently, but plan to make the services outside. Also, CloseBot is mainly for answering messages, right? It can seem a bit strange to ask this here, but do you know any platform to get leads so I can serve them to you? Maybe can I hop on a call tomorrow? There's so much in that message. So when a message comes in, we don't do the thing where we just send it through your big prompt and kick out a response and cross our fingers. What happens first is it goes to a front desk microbot. And the front desk microbot is determining what we need to do. Do we need to update fields? Do we need to check availability? What are we doing here? At the same time, a librarian is working to go find uploads that you have added to the bot to see if there's any relevant pieces of information it can pull in. By that time, the front desk is finished and it's decided we need to check our calendar availability. So while the librarian's working, we're checking our availability on our high level calendar. And we've determined we found some information as well that we need to update a field in the CRM. All these things are happening simultaneously, but it's the agentic framework. It's the fact that this is an agent, a bunch of micro bots ready to do their jobs that make this possible. Ultimately, at the end, they all collect their notes together and they serve it up to the CEO to give a final response. And this was a real response. Ah, Portugal, lovely place. You're right. CloseBot mainly handles messages and conversations, not lead generation. Now, pulled that information from our resources. For leads, you might want to check out platforms like LinkedIn Sales Navigator or Facebook Ads Manager. Speaking of conversations, we have a group demo call coming up. Would Monday, November 4th at 5 p.m. your time work for you? It's a great chance to see CloseBot in action. So it collected all the resources and then served up the final response. And this all happens within a matter of 5 to 10 seconds. Typically, we are going to be a little bit longer in our response time because it takes time to use all these microbots to do their thing. But especially with texting, taking 10 seconds to respond is totally reasonable. In fact, usually that's too fast. So people that are doing SMS use our delay feature in CloseBot. You can add additional delay if that's too fast for you.
Yeah, using
Okay.
like having a bit of time is really good
Yeah.
for delayed action, especially if people do want to. We don't generally recommend that people say that it's not AI if they get asked, but people interacting with these things can think that it's a human interacting with them. And that's another cool feature that you guys have, like splitting things out into separate text messages as well. So you'll split it into two. So it looks like people are actually responding, which is something that conversational text is something that we preach to our users all the time. Like if they're
Yeah.
using workflows for automated follow-ups, we're like, don't send one big chunk of text, break it into two. Go like, hey Bryce, how are you going today? Send, it's Gary here from
You get way
myCRMSIM.
less engagement
Just
that
checking
way
in.
if it's a big, long
Yeah,
chunk.
yeah, yeah.
This message was sent in two messages, by the way. So that's why I separated it here. And what he's referencing, it sent the first section and then waited a second or two and sent the second section. And there's a lot that goes on behind that. There's a reason why you don't see many other platforms do that. And the ones that do, they have some difficulty. What if the person you're talking to interrupts before the second message comes in?
Mhm.
That's the kind of tricky stuff that we focus on handling. In that case, we don't send the second message and we tell the bot that it didn't send that second message so that it knows when it reprocesses another message, it has to include this date and time again because it didn't say it. Like there are all these really complex things that happen on our end to handle the natural flow of conversation.
Yeah. Anything that's simple on the front end is really complicated underneath. Like we know that.
You
But
know,
yeah,
you know.
we know. Yeah, we just send text
Yeah,
messages. So easy.
exactly. Especially with what you do,
Yeah.
making that simple, there's a reason why you're popular. There's a reason why you're one of the most downloaded apps. And it's
Well,
not because it's complicated.
no, it's trying to make the complicated simple, which is
Yeah.
what you guys are doing too. We all recognize that.
Um, Most of you guys probably know the difference between HighLevel and other platforms. I'll go ahead and run through this though. CloseBot is focused on being low prompt. So we don't even have the big prompt area where you put in the prompts. We have our objectives. So if you're coming over to CloseBot, you have to get familiar with objectives, dragging and dropping them around. Low prompt makes it easier. We utilize multiple LLMs. In the V1, we utilize Anthropic and OpenAI. In the V2 right now, it has DeepSeek, Anthropic, OpenAI, and Gemini.
You're going to add Grok?
But
Only just come out, but like,
yeah, it's easy at this point to add all of them.
yeah,
The dev team is just working on other stuff, and then prior to release, we'll probably add Grok and yeah, because it's still in a closed beta, this V2. Conversational rescheduling. So if you do conversational scheduling and it books an appointment, and then later they say, actually, that's sorry, not going to work. It can conversationally cancel and reschedule that appointment really well. Scheduling. So HighLevel does scheduling. They don't do rescheduling. They don't have multiple LLMs. So if OpenAI goes down, their service goes down. Ours does not. You can have fallbacks in place. So for us, if Anthropic goes down, we choose Anthropic as our main one because we like the responses better. Then it falls back to OpenAI. Smart stopping. So we have little toggles. We love toggles. Toggles so that if the bot detects it's talking to another bot, you can have it shut off. If it detects someone's requesting a human, you can have it add a tag. If it's detecting the person saying goodbye, you can have avoid awkward goodbyes on. So, Gary, if you're like, great, have a good day. With other bots, it's going to say, yeah, great, you too. Really looking forward to chatting with you on our upcoming appointment. And the person gives a thumb up. It'd say, great, I'm glad you like that. Look forward to talking to you. It's just weird.
yeah, it goes on and on.
Th
I think
those are the kinds of things we handle.
the other great one you've got on there as well is the manual stop. So if someone replies and has a manual response, you can stop the bot automatically. That's a really cool one.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's another smart stopping feature. Um, Again, simple toggle you can turn on. And if a manual message is sent from the account, it'll automatically shut off your bot.
Yep.
It automatically adds a tag to the contact called AI off. And you can remove that tag to engage again, but that tag is added automatically with no additional setup from you.
Yep.
We don't have rebilling yet. That is something that's coming with the V2. We have dedicated AI support. So instead of our support needing to be trained up on all these features, they're they're there just for AI. We have smart follow-ups. So Gary, if you say, hey, now's not a good time for me, but maybe in a couple months, I'd be ready. The AI would automatically follow up in a couple months. And then, yeah, human handoff requests. You can have it add a tag for the human handoff. So a lot of stuff there. I think it's best if we just go in and see what this is about.
Let's run it.
Let me know if you can still see.
Yep, we're still looking at your
Yes.
screen, mate.
Okay, perfect. So this is what CloseBot looks like for people who haven't been in here before. We have a few tabs on the top to do stuff. The first one is where you can give your bot a name, play with some functions like extra response delay, the amount of typos you want your bot to use. So if you want your bot to use typos in 5% of its messages, set that to 5, and then 5% of the time it would get a word wrong and then send the corrected word with an asterisk or say, I'm sorry, and correct itself.
I, I love that feature, the misspellings, because we do that
It's
in
fun.
automations
I
when we
saw
send
your
out.
post about that. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's another thing, like because it's not AI bots, but when we're doing workflows and automations, particularly like for calendar, sorry, for follow-ups for no-shows, I love putting that in a no-show to people and just go, hey, sorry, you didn't turn up. Can you reply? Or sorry, can you let us know another time that suits you and spell it wrong? And they say, oh, sorry, suits you. So yeah, I love the misspellings, I call it. Um,
Misspellings. I love it.
Misspellings. While you're there, mate, so there's just a question from Jackson. Is the
Yeah,
delay in CloseBot setting in addition to the processing time in CloseBot, e.g., if it takes 5 seconds to process, the delay set is 10 seconds and it's 15
exactly.
seconds delay?
It's in addition.
Okay.
Yes. So it's naturally variable. If you
Okay.
set it at 10, it's going to be 15 sometimes, sometimes 20, 25. It varies.
No,
And then
Jackson
this
is a
prohibited words
sorry, Jackson's a new
is
convert to
important.
you guys. He watched all your training
Oh,
tutorials
hi, Jackson.
in like 12 hours and
Jackson Chen, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Prohibited words is a cool one. Um, if you're in like the mortgage space, they are not allowed to say guaranteed. Like there are some words that they're not allowed to say and they can get fined if they use those words. If I were to type in words there, if the AI is going to use one of those words, it'll swap it out for something else that's a synonym. So mortgage, real estate, pest control, various different companies that have prohibited words for them to use. Um, we can leave the conversations marked as unread if you want, or mark them as read. Conversational rescheduling, always aware AI. So what that is even if you installed CloseBot today and it was on a contact that you've had a conversation with over the past 2 weeks, it would know that conversation and it would be able to jump in as if it were the one conversing the whole time. And here's that bot off on manual reply. And we have little helper text next to each of these that help you understand what they all do. Here are our models. We can drag them around in priority order. And
Michael's
then
just
here's how you,
asking, sorry,
yeah,
Bryce. Michael's just
yeah,
asking,
no, go for it.
can you have it that it dynamically scrapes a data URL for knowledge base?
Yeah, we have a knowledge storage over here.
Mhm.
And you can put in a website. You can upload things like PDFs, Word docs, or just give it simple text input. And then you can attach that to a bot. So on this bot, I could give it access to these items.
What about a URL? Like, could you give it a
Yes.
URL like whatever Michael's asking
Now,
here, inventory URL? Michael works with car dealers, so I'm sure what he's thinking here is like, can he have an inventory of all the cars they've got in stock? And obviously that's going to dynamically update. Can CloseBot keep up to date with what that is? Like, how
this
often would it
one,
refresh, I guess, is probably what he's asking.
this one doesn't refresh. V2 will refresh.
Okay.
Yes. Very good question. So this one, when you put in a website, it scrapes that single site. It's not going to scrape a sitemap and it doesn't refresh. The next version, it scrapes a sitemap and it'll check for updates on the site. And if it detects updates, it'll update that knowledge base. Yeah, really good questions. You can use your own OpenAI and Anthropic key. So it's no additional cost per message. That's important to note. A lot of people get confused looking at our pricing and they're like, oh, why are you charging per message in addition to this stuff? We're not. We're not. You put in your own key. And you can connect a bot to unlimited accounts. So let's say you are building a bot for a gym and you serve 100 gyms. You could have 100 gyms connected to the same bot. And you could use the high level variables throughout our objectives and main section. You'll see, this is pulling in some variables to make it dynamic. One bot can handle unlimited sub accounts. Okay, here's where we saw some. What was that?
Just say that again, Bryce, because I think that's a big thing. One bot can handle unlimited sub accounts by using dynamic variables into the bot.
Yeah. A lot
Just
of
to,
our most powerful users,
yep,
they
just
don't
explain that.
even
That's
type.
cool.
So we have this section, important information about the business. A lot of them, this is just variables.
Mhm.
So they might have a bot for gyms that qualifies on name, email, phone, reason for wanting to join the gym, and booking an appointment. And this is just a bunch of variables that are custom values that the gym owner can go in and put in their services they offer, their hours of operation. And then when the bot is engaging with that gym specifically, it pulls in that gym's information via the custom values versus gym B that has different information. You can do that for unlimited accounts
That's a big deal. Imagine that
on
setup,
all
guys.
plans, even the basic plan that just gives you access to one bot, that bot can be plugged into unlimited accounts,
Yep. So build it once, roll it out.
right?
Very cool.
Exactly.
Sorry, I didn't want to skip over that because you said it so quickly.
Keep
I
doing
was,
that because I don't know what's special and what's not.
uh,
I haven't played in other playgrounds.
yep. No, that's cool. It's special, mate.
I
Real
just I
special.
love this playground. So, like we went over a little bit, the custom, like the smart stopping, contact becoming aggressive. If they're becoming aggressive, it will add the tag AI off, which stops. Can you guys see okay? Do I need to zoom in?
I can see okay. I'm not sure if everyone else can. You give us a thumbs up or just a quick comment in there if you guys can see okay or if you need
Yeah,
Bryce to zoom
let me
in.
know.
While you're doing that as well, Michael just has another quick question. Well, he had a
Yeah, go
statement
for it.
first after you replied that you can get dynamic updates in V2. He said, okay, V2 done, take all my pesos. So I think he's gonna. But he's just wanted to know in V2 will one bot be able to handle multiple dynamic knowledge bases?
Yes,
I guess you'd use a custom variable for the URLs that it's
dude,
looking at, right?
I'm so excited, and I should probably. Okay, you guys get it. I'm gonna keep going through the features of V1. We're not gonna do the interactive demo fully. You guys get it. You're smart. You understand how these objectives work. I'll show you a little bit, but I want to show you guys that V2. So other things I said like contact saying goodbye, likely a spammer. So those nasty Facebook messages or people that spam text your phone number, and now you have a bot engaging with a spammer. It can detect spam and automatically shut off. If it's likely texting another bot, if it's reached the end of its objectives, you can have it shut off, or a custom scenario like they are not interested in my offer. So if at
Eric,
any time in the conversation they say they're not interested, you could have the bot shut off too.
cool. Eric is just saying if you could please zoom in. He's the only one who said that, but maybe other people just haven't mentioned
I
it. So,
sent a screenshot in the
oh yeah,
chat of this screen, and then let
awesome.
me go into view, zoom in,
Maybe just knock
command
it up a
plus. Let
couple of
me do
percent or
that.
something.
There we go. This section gives you a couple fields where you can tell it some information about the business, clarifying instructions on how to respond. And that's where you just tell it like, hey, maybe don't be so exclamatory. Like exclamation marks are weird. Don't use their name, whatever in there, and information about why the conversation is happening. Now, here, objectives. In this example, we have it set up for a gym, and the bot is getting the person's name, email, reason for joining the gym, only attempt it twice. If they don't want to tell you for whatever reason why they're joining the gym, don't be weird. Still move on to booking. When you click into these, there are more settings. In this short description, that's the most important section. That's where we tell it what it's supposed to get. So get their name first and last. Determine their reason for wanting to get in our gym. Get their email address. And then for each of these, I can connect it to a field. that I want it to update when it's done. So obviously, when it finishes determining whether or not the person or why the person wants to join the gym, update the field reason for wanting to join a gym. And we can even skip this objective if that field is not blank. So if they come in through a web chat, you don't have their name. But if they came in through a web form and you're texting them, you have their name. So with a simple enabling that toggle, it would, no problem. We're going to skip this if we already have that information. And we can just, drag these around as we want.
So you could think of this almost like a workflow, as in like the steps and the order that you want to take something
Yeah.
through in
Yeah.
the customer's journey,
V2,
basically.
V2 is very much more workflow-ish.
Yep.
And then follow-ups. We can enable smart follow-ups, and that's where if you said, not now, maybe in a couple months, it would schedule that follow-up and do that for you. Or if you wanted to say, hey, follow up in 2 days after their last response, and still smart follow-up. So you didn't respond to my last text. I'm going to send you one more follow-up 2 days later. And the AI will generate that follow-up for you. Okay, cool. Can I show a quick demo? Super quick. So keep in mind, our first objective is name. Let's go into Big Muscles Gym. This is that gym bot we just made. People in the chat, let me know if you're using web chat, GoHighLevel's web chat. I know most of you are SMS. That's why we're here, SMS. But one thing that people love about this, we have the 3 dots. Guys, the 3 dots. People love the 3 dots. So if I say, hey, we're going to get those 3 dots. And our first objective was name.
Good to see, Bryce. You type as well as I do. That's good.
Yeah, all over the place. Those 3 dots. Something people wonder too. What if I give multiple pieces of information? We have these objectives. Is it going to ask again? No. It checks to see if an objective is complete before it asks. So it can accomplish and update multiple fields with one message. So it's working on email now. It sees that it got my reason for wanting to join the gym and my name. Let's go into the dashboard. And I can see that it's working on email right now. And I can see that it accomplished at least one objective. With the check mark and the plus sign, I know it's accomplished multiple. Name and reason for joining the gym. And for you nerds out there, you can click any message and see all of the back-end prompting. I talked about how we have like the receptionist and the librarian. Those are all of these. You can click through and see all of the different stages of the
You
prompting.
you don't have to build each of these stages though, do you?
No,
That's all done. That's all part of the
that's
your
all
little
done.
bot
It's part of
army,
the
basically.
magic.
Yeah, part of the magic.
Yes, we
You
have built
just
the army.
you just build the sections as you go through
Yeah.
the
Okay,
objectives.
let's look at V2. Exclusive look. And at any time, this could break. It's why it's in alpha right now, and they're not allowed to use it in production. So if it breaks, it was supposed to. Our dev team right now writes about 35,000 lines of code a week. So a lot of changes all the time. Okay, so when you log in, this is going to be your dashboard. Right now, we have it as our change log, so people who have access to this alpha can see what we're actively working on. Um, we have four different really important things. We have AI providers. That's like Anthropic, OpenAI, DeepSeek. We come into our settings and we can add providers. So I have Anthropic in here as my only one right now, but I could add a new one and choose from any of the options. Now, we don't let you pick the model because we design the army. Some of our army needs to use like a really good model. Others are totally fine using the cheapest model. And we dynamically change the model that each one of our little army people are using. But we allow you to select the LLM provider that we select our army from.
What about
Okay, so
people that
that's
look
one
at
thing.
what about people that look at that and say, "Oh, but I want to use ChatGPT Mini because it's so much cheaper per message."
We are going to probably have two versions of each, quality optimized
Yeah.
and price optimized.
Okay.
So that's where we would satisfy those people who
Yeah.
want to be even cheaper.
I like your approach though, because it's like, hey, this is what's going to work, guys. And like if you're
Yeah, this is gonna work.
yeah, if you're fighting over pennies
Ex-
in like a message, like probably you either need to do something else or you're not charging enough to your clients or whatever anyway, right? So get
Exactly.
it to work and you know, let the tool do what it's supposed to do. Let the people who know how the tool's supposed to work design that. You just focus on plugging it in and letting it work to the best of its
Yeah.
ability.
And with our army, it ends up costing, and of course it varies depending on which LLM you pick. With Anthropic and OpenAI, it's around a penny per message is what it costs.
Cool.
Okay.
Jackson says it's
Now,
max 1 cent. If I can't afford that, what did you say? I can't read the rest of that. If I can't afford that, try something else.
now the other aspect of this is something we call sources, and we don't call them GoHighLevel sub-accounts because this is going to work out of the gate for HubSpot and GoHighLevel. So you could get this and build bots for people with GoHighLevel sub-accounts, GoHighLevel agencies, or HubSpot accounts. And we're going to add to this source list. So think Service Titan, Follow Up Boss, Salesforce, those kinds of things. We'll add as many sources as possible. When you're adding a source, we just take you through a wizard where you select the type of source. And you guys have probably seen the GoHighLevel connect flow where you click it and it opens up the window. So that's two of our four really important things. The other things are more fun. We have these files, and that's where we have two types of files. We have personas and we have bots. I want to say while I'm here too, this is the stage in the product called mid-fidelity. So it looks very flat, it looks very simple. We haven't put much work into how it looks, but we pay attention to the flow of things at this point. So we just had our full-time UI UX person start yesterday. They're coming over from Salesforce. So they're like a legit top tier UI UX designer. And he is in the process of revamping the looks of everything. Anyway, we have personas and we have bots. A persona is like a person. You know, Gary, you talk different than I do. Nothing against you, nothing against me. We are different people. So even if you have a job that's a front desk person at a gym, and in that job, you're supposed to get someone's name, email, phone number, decide whether they're a new client or an existing client, and route them differently based on that, you would do that job different than me. That's why we've split it up. Let's go into a persona first. For
Quick
example, I have Snoop Dogg. Yeah.
quick question in the chat here from Jackson. Are users into agency or each sub account? So you talk about the connection there, I assume, Jackson. So can you connect to the agency and then select whatever sub accounts you want, or do you have to add a sub account at a time? Is that the question?
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
saw that
I'm sure
there was a
that's the question.
user. Yeah, there was a user on tab on the left hand side. You can invite users. Is that into the overall arching agency level, or is it to like inviting the sub account you connected, let's say, for example,
Both.
high level? Ah, awesome. Okay, great.
Yeah, both. So two things there. Thank you. High level is a little bit different than most other CRMs because you have agencies and you have sub accounts. We will allow you to connect to an agency. And when you do that, you can choose to add the bot to all the sub accounts in the agency. So that'll all happen automatically, and all new sub accounts in that agency if you want as well. So if you spool up a new sub account and you had that enabled, it would automatically connect to your bot in CloseBot. So you wouldn't have to come in here and do anything else. It's already set up. And then, yeah, you can have agency users and members. A member is like the business owner, and that's attached to a source. So when they would log in, they would only see things related to their source, their GoHighLevel sub account, versus the agency, the CloseBot agency. They can go in and see all the stuff and make bots, all that stuff. Okay, let's see. We're going to go into Snoop Dogg, edit this persona. His name is Snoop Dogg, and he talks in the voice style rapper, cool, Snoop-like. He uses
Look like.
typos sometimes, and he breaks up 80% of his messages. No additional instruction to Snoop on how to respond. I trust he's good. And I chose Anthropic as the most similar LLM to the Snoop type persona. Don't know why I'm attached, but this is where you could add multiple. I just had Anthropic though. Okay, so that is our person. We have Snoop Dogg there. Now, finally, we have bots. I'm going to go into an existing bot. Here's where we see something a little bit more workflow-esque. Instead of having our very flat line of objectives, we have a lot more we can work with now. This is a bot that'll conversationally get whether this person is a new or an existing customer for the gym. Then we have an AI branch, so it's going to analyze the conversation to see if we figured out, are they a new customer or something else? It'll route them true if they're a new user, false otherwise. We're also going to have a normal branch one. This one's just not working yet, which is why I left it out, where we can look at fields in your GoHighLevel CRM on that contact and route them to different objectives based on the value of that field.
Oh, like a if then type
Yeah,
scenario. Yep, gotcha.
yep, exactly.
Cool.
If they're a new user, we want to book them for their new customer onboarding. And again, a lot of this stuff not fleshed out on the UI side yet. This is going to be a drop down. Right now, you have to put in your calendar ID, which I don't have one handy. And then maybe after you book them for an appointment, you want to get their reason for wanting to join at the gym. Versus if they're an existing user, we're going to tell them to enjoy their workout. So you can see how, we could probably build some really complicated shit here. This is really exciting. Okay, let's go into test it. Oh, let me talk about some of the other actions we have. So maybe at the end, we want it to stop responding. If we don't put this in, it'll keep responding and just answer their questions. If we have, if you're more technical and you know how to utilize custom webhooks, maybe you're doing real estate and you've determined they're a seller. And so you conversationally get their address and you want to utilize an external API to run comps and pull in that property value and use that for later objectives. You could do that with our custom webhook. But we'll also have built-in custom actions. So that example of getting property data, we're going to have a real estate action you can drop in. They're actually working on developing that currently. So it'll be a real estate action you can drop in. You can conversationally get someone's address and then use that to get comps or conversationally determine bedrooms and bathroom or get bedrooms and bathrooms from this endpoint. Sky's the limit. Delays are something I'm excited about. We could have a bot not move on to the next objective until a field is a certain value or not blank. Good way to wrap your head around this one is, let's say we have the AI send them a link to upload a document. And we don't want the bot to ask the next questions until that document is uploaded. You could do that with this. So wait until that field is not blank, meaning they've uploaded their information, and then we could go on to the next objective. So much power here. Okay, now let's go and test it.
Feels like the move from high level when they went from from actions and triggers to workflows.
Right?
Yeah.
And the difference is this is optimized for conversation. So this natively handles things like back-to-back messages, processing them together. Or what if our bot is waiting for information from this real estate API and more messages are coming in? Well, we can still respond, but when we have this information, that's when we can serve that up. We're going to be able to handle a lot of things automatically that come up in conversation that things like Zapier, Make, GoHighLevel workflows can't do without fully redesigning their product. Okay. So we'll come in here and we'll test our GymBot. And maybe it's broken. Like I said, I have given them the ability to break it at any time without warning. Typically, I can get it working though.
Good old turn it off, turn it back on, mate. Reset. There you go.
Exactly.
There you go, mate.
Right. And again, some of the stuff they're working on. Hi, guest. I'm Art. Ooh, we attach Art to this one, not Snoop Dogg. Let me go back and attach Snoop Dogg. That's more fun. Here in the bot settings, I can go to persona. I had Art on there, who's our UI UX guy, and I want Snoop Dogg instead. I can do business information, prohibited words, automatically shut the bot off if a manual message is sent from an account. All that stuff is still there. Okay, let's save that. And let's test it. Snoop is more fun.
I only imagine.
Yo, guest, what's cracking? Snoop D here. Have you rolled with our crib before, or is this your first time vibing with us? Right on, Snoop. And where did it go? Oh, there it is. So for some reason, the message I sent got deleted. Again, this is why you guys don't have this version yet. I said, I've been here before. That's gone. Don't know where it went. All right, homie, hit that workout like a boss. Keep it real. Stay in your flow zone. That's how we do it in the doghouse. Okay. Now remember, I had an objective if they were an existing customer to tell them to enjoy their workout. And it was an AI objective. So that kind of leaves it up to the AI to deliver that information however it wants. And we can see all the logs over here. So you can click any of these and see what all the little army people are doing. Yeah, I guess now would be a good time for questions
Big.
on V2, on V1, on this amazing discount that Gary is getting you guys for 20% off for life. We are probably going to have some mad people that they don't get this code. This expires after 7 days, guys. So make sure you grab this. I'll put it in the chat.
Yes, this is only till what's that, the 20, what's the, I'm on the 19th, you're on the
Jackson, are
18th.
you on a paid account?
I'm what, sorry?
Are you on a paid account, Jackson?
Yeah, I'm on super user at the moment.
Can you message sales and billing
Mhm.
and just say you were on this call and ask them to apply this code to your account so you can get 20% off? I definitely don't want to punish people who bought early. So if any of you on this call are have already bought and you've bought within the current pricing. So if you got older grandfathered in pricing, I'm not going to give you a discount additionally. But if you just bought recently within the past like 3 or 4 months, I think it's been since we did our last update on pricing, go ahead and use this, send it to sales and billing. They can apply it to your account, get you some savings.
Thanks, Bryce.
Awesome.
And anyone, if you're watching this on the Facebook page later, because this is posting live now, people will be watching this later. Doesn't have the date on there, but just guys, this is going to run out on, let's say, the 26th of February. Depending on where you are, time zones and all that, with
Yeah,
with the
time
19th.
zones.
Yeah, exactly. Depending on where you are.
Get in there as early as possible.
Yeah, basically, if you're not there by the 26th, I mean, it might even be gone, basically, because this is going to run for 7 days only, then it's gone. This is us passing on any potential affiliate commission that we could have got from doing this with Bryce. We're giving that back to you guys, our users, as our way of kind of just saying, hey, look, we're not trying to bring
Which is
people on here
huge.
to
I've
sell
never had
products.
anyone do that before. That is so powerful. That's such a strong testament to you. So yeah, I respect that.
Yeah. So
I
guys,
do want to mention too, there's a reason why I'm a data-driven guy. I worked at Boeing doing software. Like I'm a builder, I'm not a salesperson. I sell by data. That's the best way I know how. We book so many appointments. Now we're at about 10,000 booked appointments per week is what we're doing. So that's about one every minute, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It updates hundreds of thousands of custom fields a week, 300,000 plus messages a week. Like this is used in production. It's stable.
yeah. It's very good, man. And yeah, that's what we like. We like the fact that you guys are doing this. You're trying to make it complicated simple. You guys are building something great. We're kind of in the same field as well. We're trying to build the best products and tools that we can for our team. We, we have an AI bot which works great.
Yeah.
It's simple, but this is
And
this
these
is
are
another
different.
level. They're different. This is another level of bot for people. We want to make sure that people
For
can make the
some
right
people,
decisions.
because I'm familiar with the one you guys have, for some people that is actually better because that still gives you control over a lot of the back end prompting. If that is something you like and you really need control over that, stick with that. If you don't want or need control over that back end prompting, and as a sacrifice of that, you get more reliability on repeatability at scale, that's more of what we're focused with. So, two very different sides.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things why I paused you when you said about using one bot in multiple accounts. Like that's a big deal. If you're niched and you want to roll this out quickly, like Michael Michael's going to be a customer of yours. He wrote some other comments after that about taking all his pesos and his dollars and his something else V2. I'm in. What? Yeah, I'll take all my pesos and my rupees. So he'll be with you soon enough, I'm very sure. So if guys, if you've got any questions, if you want to turn your cameras on, put your hand up, like jump on. You've got Bryce here. It's a great opportunity to ask him any questions that you've got. There's one in the chat there again from Jackson just asking, how do you create different personas? Is there an ability to scrape Twilio SMS logs and train a persona?
The training of a persona is coming. Haven't told anyone that yet. But yeah, there will be two ways to upload. And I didn't even go into the uploads, but you'll be able to upload to your knowledge base or upload to a persona. If it's something that you want to train the persona on style, you upload it there. If you want to give it information for the knowledge base, that'll be in the knowledge section.
Very cool. All right. So
We went over users, knowledge base.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I've got a bit of a list of things here. So guys, if you've got questions,
Yeah,
put your hands
go
up.
for it.
If you've got anything, I'm just going to check the Facebook Live there because there was a couple of hellos in there. There's not a question. Dave's been watching this. Dave Clark, I know Dave has just done some pretty awesome things with CloseBot. I think he's working with Jeff, isn't he? Like selling AI agents. Dave's basically saying, hi, CloseBot and the team are the best. V2 is going to be huge.
What's up?
Less of a question, more of a statement, but thank you, Dave. That's awesome. Uh, Ryan from Growthmore, he's just saying, hey, Bryce, one day we'll get you for a webinar. How
Oh,
on
is
earth
it
did...
Ryan?
Yeah,
Is
Ryan.
Ryan in there?
He must be
What's
watching the
up?
live. Says, how on earth did Gary manage it? I mean, he just thought. Plus, I trolled Bryce after when I met you in Dallas. I did your spin the wheel, and your top prize was $20 cash, and I was the first person. I don't even know if I was the only person to get it. And then
So few people got that.
I sent you a picture of the burger meal it bought me at the airport when I was leaving Dallas.
Yeah, yeah.
If you remember. Um, so yeah, mate. What I'll do if people have got questions, think about them. What's there in the chat there? Was there another one? Sukumar just saying thank you very much. I'm just going to run through. I have a little list of some of the features and stuff that we ran through here and some of the features of CloseBot, which I think are cool. Bryce, as you mentioned, CloseBot's currently scheduling around 10,000 appointments per week. One of the first things that we ever got in touch about was when you did a survey of your users to see how they were booking their appointments, just to ask them what medium they were going
Right.
through, like text, phone calls, whatever they were. SMS was around about 65%. It was like the highest
Still,
medium there was. Yes, still.
65% of all of those bookings are
Yeah.
through SMS.
That was the first thing that brought us together. When I saw that you did that, I was like, oh,
Blew my
hey,
mind. I thought it was going to be like web chat.
yeah. So it's huge. But I think SMS is such a powerful channel because like you're carrying it around in your pocket. You start a conversation, and you're in the line at the grocery store. You're just like, oh yeah, da, 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 I want to do this, whatever. And then it's like, okay, come through. And then you put your phone away. You're paying for your thing, or maybe you're taking your phone out to pay, whatever it is. But you're distracted from the conversation. You walk away. You pick it up later. That's why
Yeah.
SMS is such a powerful medium. And you put SMS and an AI bot together, especially when you've got an AI bot which can like just prompt you and give you a little nudge in a couple of hours, going, oh hey, sorry, just checking in. We didn't finish our conversation. Can I help you any further? Like it's in their pocket. All right. It's the most powerful way to reach out to people. People want to converse through SMS. SMS, AI bots, you got magic. The 65% shows that. So you guys are scheduling around 10,000 appointments per week. So I guess that would mean that's around about 6,500 through SMS, give or take,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Conversational rescheduling that you've got, the ability to use that single bot to ability to use a single bot to book to different calendars dynamically as well. That's cool.
Oh,
So you have
yeah.
one
Is that
bot.
a different thing?
Yeah, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
Um,
We can take a variable calendar ID. So you just update the contact field holding your calendar ID and it can pick different ones. Yeah.
that's very, very cool. Where's the rest of the thing I want to go through? The message breakups. These are some of the things that I love in your bots. Like the message breakups make it look more natural, more conversational flow in the text as well. Typos, misspellings. You can take that, mate, if you want. Misspellings, you can use that one.
It's mine.
The stop scenarios as well, so you can shut the bot off if there's a manual interjection or just for any other reasons as well. All of this just done with little toggles. Prohibited words list, allow your bot to pick new words to use if it was thinking of using a word that may be prohibited in your industry for like pest control, mortgage, real estate. The uploads, the knowledge base, the dynamic knowledge base that you've got coming, or the ability to review and be dynamic to a database or a website or a knowledge base or something.
Oh,
That's
that's
gonna.
something I was going to say.
Mhm.
V2, your sub accounts will have their own portal they can log into. They can add their own uploads as well. They can see the conversations, and you will be able to iframe it into the high level area too.
So
So
like your customers,
little
so
stuff.
for your end user,
Yeah, for your guys' end users.
perfect. So they can
Yeah,
manage
they'll
all
have
that
their
stuff
own
themselves.
portal. They can go in and manage some of their own stuff so you don't have to for them.
Beautiful. So, guys, if there's any other questions or anything anyone wants to ask, now is the time. Otherwise, we'll say thank you very much to Bryce for his time. Really appreciate you coming on, mate. Grab that deal if you want to take CloseBot for a spin, save 20% for life. If you grab it now, it's going to work. If you grab it and then cancel and then want to come back later, like it's not going to apply anymore, right? That's the deal basically. This is
Right.
you got this week to get it and then keep your account.
The
If you can,
pricing is going up before V2 release as well, and then again after V2 release. So this is perfect because you'll get not only the 20% off, you'll be getting the 20% off a low price that's going up.
perfect.
Anyone that locks in their price too. I always have to mention this because I get people who ask. We honor grandfather pricing. It's not going up for you guys.
Beautiful. Thank you, Matt. So we'll put that, this video will be it's on our Facebook page. So if you're watching it, obviously you can see the code anyway. We'll put it in the comments. We'll put a link to the CloseBot site. If you didn't know who Bryce was before now, make sure you go and check out the CloseBot group. Follow Bryce.
Oh, thank you.
Follow his journey to 100 million. We wish you well with that, mate. We're following along. Maybe in a couple of years' time, we'll do another one of these from your private plane or something like that. I don't know. That'd be cool. But mate, it's an exciting journey. We wish you well on it. Thank you so much for coming on, mate. Have a great
Thank you for
rest of your
having
evening.
me.
Thank you,
Thank you
everybody.
guys. Bye.